Welcome back here on 4hsfootball.com and on our streaming platforms on Facebook, YouTube, and X, or the platform they call known as Twitter. And make sure you download the 4hsfootball.com app. You can download it on 4H on the respective app store on Android or iOS at 4hsfootball.com, or scan that QR code on your screen, and then also subscribe to our YouTube channel at 4HS Football and hit that again. Subscribe and hit that notification bell. And once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we can open up some new things that we can do with our YouTube channel. And with that said, Marty, we welcome Bob Putnam from Primetime Preps here, covering the Tampa Bay area, the greater Tampa Bay area, with high school sports coverage. And Bob, thank you for taking your time out of your day here or your evening to join us here. And congratulations on your recent wedding. And I know you came back right from your honeymoon straight to media day when we had it there at that One Bucks Place a couple of weeks ago.
That's right. True dedication.
Yes, absolutely. And let's talk about this. First and foremost, I know that this has been a big question, and with it just being like a little over maybe almost 2 weeks old now in terms of NIL becoming the lay of the land now officially. Have you seen any impacts from it yet in the Tampa Bay area in terms of athletes maybe potentially signing deals or maybe moving around because of a potential deal if you're playing at this school versus that school?
No, I haven't seen as far as any movement. I think there's still like a bit of unknown out there. It's just a lot of ambiguity, as far as like what you can do as far as rules. Like a couple of weeks ago, this is in girls basketball, Lakewood player had a deal with I think it was like a clothing line or something, and tweeted it out, but tagged Lakewood's team account, social media account, and the team had retweeted it. Well, Nicole Tunsil, the girls basketball coach, got a call from the FHSA, said, no, can't do that, because it's affiliated with the school. So they had to undo the tweet, because you can only do it as a player. You can't affiliate the school with your deal. So just having to learn these rules as you go along. I know some schools have tried to get in some either lawyers or NIL experts to kind of talk to the team about what they can do, what they can't do, in terms of getting familiar with the rules and things of that nature. So not a lot of movement. I know there have been some deals. I haven't seen anything mega, in terms of deals that have come in place yet, but those are going to come, more with the 5-star type guys. I just don't see that happening. 3-star, 4-star, you're going to have to be a top 50, top 100 player in the country to pull any of those type of like mega deals that, I've certainly seen it in basketball, but I haven't seen it in football yet.
No, absolutely. And Marty, what do you got to ask for Bob?
Well, no, I was going to ask, I know the season hasn't started, obviously. It comes up this week or next week, but Bob, looking back on a season ago, Berkeley Prep winning that state title and their first for their longtime coach, but do you see Berkeley Prep as a team that has a chance to repeat? I know it's pretty tough to do that. And what other teams right now in the area are you looking at?
Yeah, I think they do because mainly they have their backfield back, and that's what carried them last year. You have two running backs. Joseph Troop is going to Temple, and Dallas Golden is going to Notre Dame. They combined for roughly 3,000 yards last year. And what's going to make it even better as far as the backfield is, the quarterback was only a freshman last year, Cooper Hayes. And so he had that experience last year and is only going to get better, and he showed a lot of improvement as the year went on. So I think they'll be able to open it up a little bit more. They're never going to truly open. I mean, they're not going to be like wide open, especially with, the talent that's back there, but they can make a lot of defenses honest, in terms of, what they can do. And they start off, right off the bat with a very tough game in the season opener against Clearwater Central Catholic. So you got a defending state champion against a defending state finalist battling out, and they're always very close games, very entertaining too.
No, absolutely.
But yeah, I know you're saying as far as some other teams that are out there. I mean, obviously CCC is going to be in the mix in their class. Once again, be battling. I'm sure Chaminade. It's a little bit of a different team this year with CCC. I think they're going to be a little bit more ground and pound. They've got a little bit more depth on the offensive line, and Sean Guono coming over from Calvary Christian, Indiana recruit as a running back, and they've already had some depth in the backfield to begin with, but adding him to the mix, I think will be big, and I think they could take a blueprint, off of Berkeley Prep, because that's kind of how Berkeley Prep won a state title last year, and that might be the way you have to beat a Chaminade team, and to play ground control, to play keep away, to chew up the clock, and that might be the way to go as far as winning a state title. I know, I had Harvey on. We had a radio show last week, and he was on, and he talked a little bit. He does like this team. He likes where they could be and what they could do this year.
No, absolutely. And but Bob, and when we talk about with teams, but who's being overlooked? Who is the teams that are being really overlooked in the Tampa Bay area? That hey, they want their 15 minutes of fame here.
Well, you'd mentioned like in 6A Plant, but also Armwood. They're both in this. Actually, they're in the same district now. They're back, kind of, like those Robert Wiener and Sean Callahan days. So that could be a really big battle. And winning the district and getting through that region could possibly be a state title contender there. And even though Tampa Bay Tech is down, and it's a brutal class, that you're in. It's just very loaded. I wouldn't discount them. They have a lot of talent. Their wide receiver core could rival anyone's in the state, and same with their defensive backfield. They had the quarterback transfer over from Hillsboro, who's going to be competing for the job. Just had a running back from Carrollwood Day that came over, added some depth to the backfield too. The line is very big, offensive line, almost kind of that same size when they got to that state championship game just a few years ago. So that's a team that could be one to watch and look out for. And then obviously Plant, they did well in 7-on-7. Won a couple of titles over the summer. You got a quarterback back, J.C. Marisola, that's a Southern Illinois commit. Waltez Clark, the Florida back. The key with them, though, is, making sure Waltez stays healthy. So the last two, their playoff losses the last 2 years, he was hurt. So they've tried to do everything they can this offseason to make sure he stays healthy, doing some different, stretching and, different exercises, working with the trainer just to make sure he stays healthy, because he can, he obviously help, make them go this year.
No, absolutely. And that sounds like, a good plethora of teams there, have a chance of maybe making some noise here.
Yeah, it does. And do you have any idea what happened with the Chamberlain situation there with James Wilder? I mean, we just interviewed him like 3 weeks ago, and he didn't make it to his first game of the season.
I don't know the particulars. They've been really kind of hard to get a hold of as far as administration. From what I can gather so far, he obviously did step down, resign, but he's taken on more of like a general manager role. I guess he's still with the team, but not as a head coach. So another assistant, Chad Wood, had been promoted in that place. So I don't know what led to that decision, or anything like that. But, obviously it was tough timing, to go in just a few weeks into the season and already have a change there. And that's a team that, in a program that's needed some continuity, as far as head coach, they've just had some turnover there in the last couple of years. So hopefully they can get it straightened out. And because the district's not that. I mean, it's manageable, at least for a team that's trying to turn things around. They can. There are some games that they'll at least be competitive in that district. So we'll see how it is, as far as the change.
No, absolutely, and definitely a lot there, and a lot will happen in the Tampa Bay area. And Bob, give everybody where they can find you at on social media and your website.
They can find me at Primetime Preps, and you can find me on Twitter, the handle Big Game Bobby.
Absolutely, and definitely appreciate you stopping by. We'll definitely have you on more as we go through the season, and then talking about some stuff there in the Tampa Bay area as the season progresses. And Bob, thank you so much for taking some time out of your I know your busy schedule. I know you're a busy man, and we're getting ready for football season, so thanks.
All right, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. And that was Bob Putnam from Primetime Preps joining us here on FortHSFootball.com on the Gulf Coast Blitz, Marty, and definitely appreciate him taking that time. And, we saw him at Media Day. And, committed man, honeymoon right to the Media Day.
I like his Twitter handle. Unlike Bobby Stoops, he is Big Game Bobby. Bob Putnam. So, and of course, as he said, many years with the Tampa Bay Times and now with Primetime Prep. So always got that area covered. A lot going on in the Hillsborough, Pinellas County area, as we know, a lot of schools, a lot to cover in that area. So it was nice, and that's what I enjoyed about the Tampa Bay Bucks Media Day. Get a chance to meet like a lot of those coaches in school, and like I said, it was 2 long days there. But
yes,
it was fun. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed doing that. They're at One Buck Place.